Hello, welcome to the lesson 3. So today we are going to go through the comparisons operators, the flow control that includes the branches and loops. So in order to write useful programs, we almost always need the ability to check conditions and change the behaviors of the program accordingly. And conditional statements is very useful and give us such ability. Comparison operators are used to evaluate the conditional statements. So for example, comparing some set of values and returns a boolean that is true or false. And the boolean gives us a sense of whether the condition is satisfied or unsatisfied. And with such conditions, we can control the flow of the execution of our program. And flow control here, we refers to the controlling of the flow of the execution of your program. That is, which instructions will get carried out and in what order. In general, the instructions will get carried out in sequence starting from the top and running the code line by line until the instructions have been executed. In more sophisticated scripts and programs, you might need to have more complex structures in your program. There are three key types of flow control structure in Python. They include loops, branches, and functions. For functions, we'll talk about it in later, and in this lesson, we'll focus on the branches and loops. Let's start with the comparisons operation first. So here are some common comparisons operators that we very often use. That includes the equal, not equal, greater, greater than or equal to, less, less than or equal to, and let me show you some example. Let's give her a equals to 1, b equals 2, and c equals to 3, and then we just try to do some example. Here is that we try to compare the whether a is equals to b, and then okay, there's a false. And then we can also compare whether a is that not equal to b. Of course, it will give you a true. And then we can also compare a larger than b or a less than b. Okay, because a is less than b, so it gives you a false, and then because a is less than b, of course, that will give you a true right here. And then we can also compare B, is that larger than C? That should be a false right here because actually they are equals to each others. However, these comparisons that we just compare whether it is larger than or less than. So in order to do that, we just add an equal sign. There's larger, whether this is larger than or equals to C. So it will now the result is true. In comparisons, operators also is actually based on ASCII code comparison. The ASCII code is this, which is a code table, and then we can do it with as a result. We can do it. We can compare letter or symbols. So, for example, whether x is not equal to y, of course, because they are not equals, they will return the true to you. And then also we can compare whether x is less than y. So because in the ASCII table, x is 170, and then y is 171. So that means y is actually larger than x, so it returns a true. After learning the comparisons operators, we should now able to work with the branches and loops. So let's get started with the if statement first. The if statement consists of the words if followed by a conditions terminated with a colons, and the next line must be intended. What does mean? It means that here statement. Let's say we set some conditions equals to true, and then if some conditions with a colon, you can see that here we have a gap right here, which is the indentations. So we can print it out, and within this indentation, the line will be within the block, this line. However, you can see if we have the same level with the if with the indentations of the if, this line is actually outside the block. So here, this is the block, but this code is outside the block. Sometimes in some other programs, you just type in an N, but this is not going to be happens right in Python. Python will save some work on that. So here, let me show you this result. So you can see that here you can print something within if there some condition is satisfied because it's true. So you can see that yes, inside the box, and hi, there's is outside the box. So let's say for example, if you give a false right here, so because these conditions is not satisfied, then we will just print out this line, and then the Python will or the program will help you to skip this statement. You can see the results right here. Hi, this is outside the box. So we also can have other types of statement, if else statements. So in here we change the example. A equals to 20 if A is equals to 10, then print hello 10. And then we can give an extra if conditions to this, or I should not say this as an extra if condition. I should say is that if not equals to 10, then we should print this statement. Hello, not 10. So this is that you can see that this is some conditions right here. If A is equal to 10, we execute this statement. Else is that A is not equal to 10, it will go to this block right here. So hello, this is not equal to 10. So let's see. Okay, if we set A is equal to 10, then of course we will go through these statements and then without going through this statement. Other than that, we can also give an if else if statement. So what is that? We continue to use this example right here. It's much more easy. I do not have to write that. Is that we give an extra if condition, is that whether A is equals to 20. If A is equal to 20, hello 20, hello not either equals to 10 or not equals to 20. So if A is equal to 10, it will of course go to these conditions and then tell you, okay, hello 10. And if we set it to 20, it will go to, because this is not equals to 10, so it will skip this code, and then it will continues to 1 to this code. And then if this, because A is 20 and they are equals, and then it will just go through this code and print out the hello 20. And if I set 100 right here, because either both conditions are not satisfied, so else, that means the code will just run through this line, hello, not 10 or 20. So let's see. Okay, hello, not 10 or 20. And then let me show you the else if statement. hello, because this is a is equal to 20, hello 20. Now let's talk about the loop. Loops are another types of flow control that involves repetitions of the instructions. There are two kinds of loops in Python, the for loops and the while loops. The for loop is used to operate on sequence with a set of instructions for each element of the sequence. And while the second kind of loop is the while loop. The while loop is used to continue executing the same instructions over and over again until certain specific conditions are satisfied. So let's go through some example. Right here, this is a for loop example, and we can get each items in a list and tuple or set, etc. And item, let's say item one. I just put 3 item right here. Item 2 and item 3. So we could have a for item equals in the list right here, and then colon, and then print a item. So let me explain it to you. So you can see that for item in the list, that means this is just a variables. So anything can be done, anything can be assigned. So for example, I change it to X and then just print X, it works as well. So it doesn't matter. So for the item inside this list, that means they will just assign it to X variables. So this is what does this for loops do is that just like for X equals to item 1, and then X, this is the first loop. And then the second is that it keep going, and then X equals to 2, and then once again, and then item, and then X equals to 3. So as a result, it will go through all of the item one by one. And then for loops also, we can with a range function for that. Say for example, we can with range function. Range is just, so for i's in range 0 to 5. So please print I. Let's see what we have. You can see right here we have a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So similarly, that this is a starting index, and then this is the ending index +1. So just -1, we will get this 4. So this is the range that we could have. So and similarly, actually, what this done is that just 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is this is what this range done did. It's just like changing the range into a list like this, and then the for loop will help you to run through the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So very similar to what we have. The last things that I would like to go through for the for loop that you will see a lot of the programmer use is the enumerate functions. And this function is actually give you the index and also the item. So right here we just have the item that you can get from the for loop, but at the same time this enumerate can give you the item, the index I should say. So print I and item. Right now you can see that it provides you a index for the first item, the index for the second item, and the index for the third item. This is very, very useful function and that you should always remember. Let's move on to the while loop. The while loop is like what I mentioned before, that is used to continue executing the same instructions over and over again and until the certain specific conditions are met. So unlike the for loop, so will just loop over the items or loop over the range, and then it will end the loops until the until the end of the list or until the end of the range. However, while loops acts differently. Let me show you an example right here. It's less than 5, print the inside the loop right here. I less than 5. And then I plus 1, print the out, break the loop and show the conditions of I. I forget. You can see that initially we set I equals to 0, and then because this satisfies the conditions while 0 is less than 5, that means this is true. So we just print out what is the value of I. There's 0 less than 5, that is true, okay? So and then 0 plus 1 equals to 1, and then we will just update I into this loop, and then we will keep growing because that's just like what I mentioned before. As long as these conditions is equals to true, it will never break the loop. So right now, after running this first cycle, I is equal to 1, so that I is less than 5 right here. And then the second cycle, because I is keep increasing, is 2 less than 5, 3 less than 5, 4 less than 5, until 5 is not less than 5, that will break the loops. So you are going to have about 5 true and 1 false. I should print, maybe I should print the I. You will know the results right here. You can see that, let me print another I right here. You can see that inside the loop is that's right. Inside the loop is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then condition is true. And then until the loop is broken, that is a 5, and then that breaks the loops. And that's the end of the lessons. In this lesson, we go through the comparisons operators and also the flow control that includes the branches and loops. I hope you enjoy, and I hope you also learn something from these lessons. So see you very soon. Bye bye.